Pink lung spume flecks the grass, its hooves thrashing frantic, galloping over phantom turf with death a short nose behind. Head hurler is suddenly silent, prone with arms flung wide. An oily spring of bloody fluid wells from a hoof-shaped cranial crater. Lepus assesses his opponent's wound is likely fatal. So does a baffled wanker. The other charioteer is more proactive. He swings down grim with cradled spear, stoops over the knackered pony. A few whispered words in a flicking ear, a gentle heart thrust delivered. Lepus maintains a respectful silence, waits for the pony to stop twitching. Eventually, he announces, "I'll count that as a win then." "Fuck." The charioteer turns to Lepus, shakes his head impressed. "Yow bollocks solid fucking goal, a fucking cert." "Ax cunt how he fucking does it," says Wanker, finding his tongue. "Smeck us lad dine on dirt, mecken he wail and bawl all babish. Tint natural, that's what fucking us says." His dagger, "My magic slap." Cocky Lepus raises his hand. "Want to check it out?" Bad mistake, thinks Lepus, just too late to take it back. The Rover chivalric tradition prescribes absolute confrontation of any perceived challenge. "Yus," says Wanker, coming at him. "And us bunts don't get nag-kicked neither, case yow wishin' it does." Lepus in retreat. He's forgetful of the dead pony, falls backwards over its carcass and sprawls in a slime of heart blood. He looks up at Wanker, grinning cold down his levelled spear shaft. Leepus averts his gaze. A flash, a sound in the periphery of his awareness. He looks again. Wanker kneeling on the sod now. He's looking down, disappointed. His torso in tatters and flayed red raw, his shattered ribs imploded. A steaming stream of lifeblood floods his finger dam. Two ponies bolting, empty chariots on their tails. The surviving rover clutches his spear a bit uncertain, stares at a tail of gunsmoke wisping from a nearby hawthorn thicket. "I'm thinking drop it now, mate," Lepus suggests, helpful. "Or likely yow gets deaded too." "Fuck," the pallid rover says. Then Mike's ducking out of the hawthorn holding a saw-knife on him. "Fuck," the rover says again, tosses down his weapon. "Good lad." Mike steps up. "On the fucking ground now. Face down. Hands on fucking head." The rover spits, then does it. Mike moves brisk, nuzzles rover earlobe with sawn-off muzzle and plants firm knees in rover kidneys. A cable tie looped round rover wrists and then yanked tight. Leepus on his feet now. He's just a tad unsteady. Mike stands too, narrows her eyes and waits. "Not my fault," says Lepus. "I only come out to have a chat, but it all gets out of hand." Mike grunts non-committal, hauls the disabled rover across blood-slicked turf by his hair and props him against the dead pony. "It's the grog that turns it ugly," says Lepus. He's divining Wanker's entrails, not foreseeing any upside. "Tinkish wild lads running riot and you fill the twats with grog." Mike's disgust is plain. "Common fucking knowledge they can't handle grown-up liquor." "Common fucking ignorance," Lepus says, defensive. "I try to rise above that kind of negative stereotyping, mate. Grease the wheels of diplomacy with a little bit of respect, maybe by an edge. And so now too, grog-mash stereotypes are dead in your fucking yard, you pompous arse. Not to mention an innocent pony. We don't need a war at the moment." Lepus lights a weed stick, drags and passes it to Mike. Mike looks over into the compound. "That Bodger's fucking quaddy?" Lepus nods. How come he's not out here with you? Off on his toes when he sees 'em coming, I suppose. Probably still going. Twat's not to be relied on. Rover's sporting down in shithole. Then they follow him up here. Plus I wind him up a bit. No wonder the idiot spooks. Yeah, I come past the green in the bloody aftermath. More useless punt pissers down there all moping around outside the Queen's reviewing the engagement. No chance of an objective debriefing, but I kick a couple of peasant arses and catch the drift. Rover girl goes missing. Shithole on the spot. 5 tinkish kids come through on the cell the other day. Only 4 get back to the campground. Clan wants the missing girl back safe in its tender bosom. Chariot lads blow in to reinforce their claim. Spree it up, terrorising village idiots, dragging fucking dogs about and sticking porks. Who comes up with this old bollocks about me being some kind of fucking headman? Sends these Rover boys straight to my door. No time to ask. I'm playing catch-up, aren't I? Mike frowns, stares down at the dead head hurler. Yeah, you cut it pretty fine. I'm just about drawing dead. Mike crouching now, peering into Hurler's head dent. What you get for living in a castle, I suppose. Being a winner and having opinions. Poke your nose in people's business often enough, they start to think you care. Still well out of fucking order. Mike picks a tiny glass shard from the forehead of head Hurler. She examines it on her fingertip, looks up at Lepus suspicious. So what the fuck is this, Chief? Lepus shrugs. Capsaicin amp. Works like magic, mate. Lucky I have a few handy. Another fucking silly-ass novelty weapon? I prefer sub-lethal self-defense aid. Not this fucking time it isn't. It's an improvised response to aggression. Not my fault the pony kicks off. Fair enough, Mike says, weary. But you're going to regret not wearing fucking gloves at least the next time you scratch your bollocks. A sudden skylark trilling. Trilling again, louder, but muffled under sheepskin. Mike rifles the captive's jerkin. She finds the phone and checks the screen, asks, Who's Queenie? The Rover just looks glum. Give it here, mate, Lepus intervenes. Best if I have a word. Lepus takes the phone and then a breath before he keys it. He listens, responds. No, sorry, missus, this is Lepus speaking. Young Brock's sitting this one out for now. Maybe I can help. Lepus listens. Queenie's dialect's impenetrable, but clearly she's not pleased. Here's an idea, he interrupts. I'll talk. You sit quiet and mind your manners. Lepus holds the phone arm's length, waits till it stops shrieking. Then he puts it back to his ear and says, 2 of your lads here bite off more than they can chew and fail to stay alive. That's a matter of regret to me, but you can argue they have it coming. Brock'll bring them home for their burying in a bit, as long as we can reach some kind of mutual respect-based understanding. Another interruption, this time a shade less shrill. I don't know what happens to your girlie, missus, but I'll do my best to find out. Turns out someone round here harms the child, they'll have to answer for it. Word of blood on that. Lepus listens, responds. Lepus, missus. I already tell you. Ask old Dada Reynard with the Red Runners up on Skymoor. He'll vouch my name's a good 'un. There. Never as bad as you think, lad. Mike hauls the Rover to his feet. Least you get to go home with your head on. That's summat to look for'ard at, Brock says, kinda hollow. Reckon old Queenie fucking skins us raw, though, when her fucking sharps us. Mike struggles to look sympathetic. OK, deal, says Leepus to Queenie. First we call it all square on today's bit of a commotion. Then I give up your lost young'un and or the guilty party or suitable compensation before the next full moon, or you blaze up a la Compton parish and meckin' fucking shitters into Burger for to feed up fucking war dogs. Is that what we agree on? Queenie's voice in Leepus' ear. Mike waiting for his nod before she cuts Brock free. Sound, says Lepus into the phone. Fair play to you then, missus, and I'm sorry for your trouble. The strayed ponies whistled in and calm now. A lonely rover loads 2 chariots like hearses. "Us'll send some cuz for deaded naggin wheelie, nah, chief?" he calls over to Lepus with Mike in the compound. "Nah," Lepus shakes his head. "Spoils of battle, lad. Pony goes for eating. You can buy the chariot back later. That's the usual custom." "Shop boy's rig there is mine too by fighting rights," chips in Mike. "But I'm all fucking heart today." "Kay, fair fucking play to you, killer girl." The rover spits friendly over his shoulder. Tongue clicks his mournful ponies an instruction to plod off. "Us'll catch you some fucking tomorrow." Lepus takes the weed stick Mike offers. A sudden finger tremor. Mike deadpan, lighting it for him. "So how long till the next full moon, mate?" she asks as the chariots disappear over the hill crest. "No idea," Lepus winks. "You're the one with the menstrual cycle." "That's irrelevant, you fucking half-wit." Mike ejects shells from the sawn-off. "I'm a woman, not a werewolf." Lepus leaves it at that. "It's only 18 days, says Bodger's muffled voice, "even if you trust the bastards to wait." Lepus looks at Mike, smiles wry. Mike shakes her head, disgusted. Bodger creeps out from under the trailer tarp and stands up shaky. "They come mobbed up, we get slaughtered, don't we?" A tremor in his voice. "What we going to do, man?" Mike sniffs the air, looks curious at Lepus. "You don't just drop one, do you, mate? Smells like some cunt shits their knickers." "Not guilty," Lepus grins. "Funny," surly Bodger, blinking pale. "Easy to be a hard arse, innit, standing up behind a fuck-off shotgun?" "Standing up's the important part." Mike stomps off to the tower. Lepus watches the clouds race and doesn't comment. "Sorry, Lepus," says downcast Bodger. "Have a bit of a wobble there. Reckon I'll let you down, man. Give us a chance to make it right." Lepus reads twitchy Bodger, considers old times past. "All right, mate. Settle down. It's not the end of the world." "Thanks, Brer." Bodger's relief is almost childlike. "I'll make it up, I promise." "Yeah." Lepus turning away, disappointed. "So just fix up the damn portcullis pronto. Rig that fucking lightning conductor and sort my tech so I can get into a game tonight, and we'll forget it ever happens." "Sticking a bracer and I'm on it." Bodger rallies, gets coolered by a second thought. That goes for Mike too, does it?" "Hard to say." Lepus inside the tower doorway now. He's not looking back at Bodger. "Probably wouldn't bet it all. You know what fucking Mike's like."